Happy Friday, Brian Manning with the weekly update. Let's get right to it. I know I took a couple weeks off. Super stoked to be back doing this again. We got a lot to talk about. So Monday this week, we got feedback on Black Friday spending. What is happening with the consumer right now and how are they spending money? So Black Friday spending was up 9% and it was $12 billion was the total amount of money spent by consumers on Black Friday. So certainly seems like consumer is feeling somewhat confident about the economy right now, considering that spending was up at 9%. Then Tuesday was a quiet news day, not a lot to talk about there. Wednesday, though, we get ADP. So ADP is the largest provider of private payrolls in the U.S. This is looking at the month of November. What did hiring look like across the country in the month of November? Expectations was that we'd see 40,000 jobs created across the country in the month of November. But what ADP came out and said was that we had 32,000 job losses. So not only were jobs not created across the country, we actually had a depletion of jobs by 32,000 across the country. And it shows that small businesses were hardest hit. And this is impactful because if we look at the employment pool for all of us as consumers across, or as employees, across the country, 46% of us work for small businesses. So it was definitely impacted there for sure. What I don't understand is you have all these Federal Reserve members on parade saying, oh my gosh, employment is so good, the economy is so stable, employment is so good. Well, if the employment and the U.S. economy is so strong, how come in the month of November we shed 32,000 jobs? Doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what they're looking at. Also, we look at job switchers. So if you look at the pandemic, someone that switched a job from one company to another would receive a significant financial benefit for doing that. And that is now at only a 1.9% gain. This is the lowest number in 5 years. That means it's almost parallel. If you move from one company to another, you're not really seeing any big financial advantage like people did during the pandemic. Then Thursday this week, we get feedback on layoffs. So companies that are going to do large layoffs have to have a filing. And right now we have a filing right now. It looks like the prior month was 71,000 upcoming layoffs, but the total layoffs declared year to date right now are at 1.2 million. This is the highest number since 2010. So unfortunately, we're still seeing some cracks in the labor market there. Then today we get the PCE. This is the personal consumption expenditure. This is the Federal Reserve's favorite gauge of inflation. If we look at the headline number rose from 2.7 to 2.9%, but we're really more focused on the core number. The core number strips out volatile items such as food and energy, and the core number went from 2.9% down to 2.8. This is important because next week we have a Federal Reserve meeting. At the end of the meeting, it's very widely anticipated that Jerome Powell is going to cut interest rates because inflation has started to move a little bit lower and employment is not looking that strong across the country, as we have already talked about. So this is probably aligning everything right now to see a 0.25% rate cut next week. Can't guarantee it. Not for sure that's going to happen, but that's my prediction that we might see a 0.25% rate cut next week because of everything that I've just explained. I'm around going into the holidays, the month of December. If you have any questions, reach out to us. I'm available 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Call me, text me. Even if you're just poking around, you want to ask some questions, reach out to me. We're here. We'd love to help you. Have a great day. Talk with you soon.